George Carlin said, think of how stupid the average person is and realize half of them are stupider than that. What real life example have you seen that validates this view? Customers arguing that their tattoo is backwards while their artist tries to explain that number. Your tattoo is fine. It just looks backwards because that's how mirrors work. Just imagine what tattoos those people have gotten. No regrets. A woman I used to work with who insisted that any animal could reproduce with any other animal. She believed that sperm from any animal was the same and that DNA was irrelevant. She believed this because she once saw some sickly, possibly deformed puppies and decided that they must have been half dog and half rat. Ah yes, rat terriers. If she ever saw a centaur, she'd probably be buying lots of horse sperm. Ends up with a reverse centaur. So like a minotaur, now like a Bojack horseman. At the start of working from home due to COVID, I had a few users submit tickets for connectivity issues. These tickets got through 2 lines of support before landing in my queue. Turns out that the corporate Wi-Fi doesn't follow you home and you need home internet in order to connect to the VPN. I recently spent 20 minutes on the phone with a board member, trying to diagnose why his camera wasn't working for our online meetings. Funny thing, you have to actually have a camera in order for it to work. Funny you mentioned this. I work in IT as well and had an employee just last week complain that her speaker's volume was too low. Turns out she didn't have speakers and the sound was coming out of the tower under the desk. Getting a misdeal call from a random person who gets mad at you because you're not the one she was looking for. Happens with me several times a year. I kept getting voicemails from some dude I didn't know. Really angry shit like yelling at an ex or something. First time I actually answered, I told him wrong number. Several voicemails later and I answered again and said, I've told you this is the wrong number. You need to stop calling me. His response was, you need to stop telling me what to do. Friend of mine showered in cold water for a year cause he never thought of turning the other tap to see what it would do. That's the dumbest thing I've read in this thread so far. I used to get these random texts from some dude looking for Jennifer. I would always respond that he had the wrong number, but he never believed me. Eventually, it got annoying enough that I had to get to the bottom of it. He would text between 1 and 3 AM. I started asking probing questions and learned that Jennifer was a stripper who, he thought, had given him her number one night. Apparently, he had given her a few $100s in exchange for a promise that she would meet up with him later. Idiot fool. I even learned what she looked like and what club she worked at. My first thought was that I had a reason to go down to the strip club and find Jennifer and tell her to stop giving my number to people. This dude wasn't the only one who texted me, but he was the only one who wouldn't believe I wasn't Jennifer. I wasn't keen on strip clubs at the time, so the next time he texted I had a different idea. I talked to the dude on the damned phone and tried to explain, but he thought I was just some guy friend answering her phone for her to get rid of him. Fine. You want to be stupid? Let's see how stupid you can get. I told him via text to go down to the strip club and just bang really loudly on the back door and ask for me, that the security would let him in. I told him that if they play dumb, it's because they're supposed to in order to weed out the weirdos. I got no further texts from dudes looking for Jennifer after that. God, that's brilliant. I used to work for a chatbot app. Our app would text our users every morning with a greeting in a different language, that is hola, bonjour, etc. One day we got blown up by a user saying their account was hacked. She said, my name is Kim Smith, not Kim Konnichiwa. Someone's hacked my account. When we explained that our service has been clearly saying hello to her in other languages every day and that konnichiwa is hello in Japanese and her account was fine, she went on a racist rant and said Disney was behind the destruction of America. Yep. On a related note, I think if I were to take up becoming a drag queen, I would seriously consider Kim Konnichiwa as my drag name, or Karen Konnichiwa, and demand to speak to a lot of managers. My dad is a pesticide investigator for the state and heard this on a complaint. I set out all these bird feeders and bird baths but not one bird comes to my yard. I bet it is all those pesticides that crop duster is laying down in the field. Local school board member. as they were standing in her 5-acre yard with 20 or more cats running around. So many people are blind to the effects that outdoor cats have on birds, and even when you try to tell them, they get pissed off and say you're exaggerating, that their cute buddy could never be so dangerous or detrimental. I had an outdoor cat once that ate an entire squirrel, everything but the tail. You know the reason you bury a rattlesnake after you kill it is because bees will eat it. Then bees can sting people with rattlesnake venom. Guy I heard constantly trying to pick up women on public transit. That sounds like a sick superpower though. Then a bear eats the honey and it gets snake fangs and stingers on its claws. The circle of life is both gorgeous and terrifying. I worked with a lady who was remarking on how a friend of hers had lost a bunch of weight. She pondered, I wonder how many Diet Cokes she had to drink to do that. Edit. Same lady was convinced beyond repair that when you sneeze the air only comes out of your nose. There was no convincing her otherwise. Man, this made me a little sad. People are so susceptible to marketing these days that they think just because something is called diet it must be good for them. Reminds me of my flatmate from uni who used to drink smart water before taking exams. I just had a customer yell at me for putting their eggs in a separate bag, saying they don't want all those bags and the paper ones always rip, before putting it in the bag and throwing a pound of flour on top. It was somewhat satisfying seeing their face as we heard the cracks, until I realized I'm the one who needed to clean it up. Oh, also she complained that we hadn't warned her about the fragility of eggs. I worked in retail for a few years and it taught me that many people are either incapable or unwilling to read. I have had people walk up to me to ask me how much something is only for the price tag to be featured prominently on the item. It's $9.99. Mom, how did you know it says so on the price tag? Mom. I teach 6th grade. One time a parent came to me after trying to help their child with math homework and asked, what number is X worth? It feels like it changes with every problem. I don't know if this is satire or not, but good job, it is not. The parent came to me after school, without their child, because they knew something was wrong and didn't want to look stupid in front of their kid. This is filed in my brain of parent reactions I can't fathom, along with the mom that year who asked if her child could play piano in marching band. I worked at a bank. Mobile depositing had just become a thing. We received a picture of someone's cash for deposit. Yay. See bro. Just wait like 2 hours and take another photo of the same cash and deposit it again and again and again. Whoa. Instant money. Yeah bruh. Instant money. Fuck, we're gonna be so rich off this $84. You mean our $168 bucks? People that stupid can't multiply 84 by 2. Oh good lord, you made it to the end of the video. Give this video a thumbs up so I can give my butthole a thumbs up. And if you like my videos, please feel free to subscribe. I post my bullshit every other day. Thank you, Flea.